Welcome to the ZEUS Supplier Portal training. SDI provides the ZEUS Supplier Portal to help everyone we do business with communicate more effectively. We know our suppliers want to fulfill our orders quickly and accurately, so we've designed the ZEUS Supplier Portal to be a one-stop for purchase order transactions. Users can confirm POs, submit advanced shipping notices, or ASNs, submit invoices, and check payment status electronically. Start by opening your internet browser and navigating to sdizeus.com. If you do not already have a password, click the Supplier Self-Registration button and complete the request form. Enter your supplier number. The company name will auto-populate. Ensure the company name is spelled correctly and is your actual company name. If any information is inaccurate, please email srm@sdi.com. Fill in your contact information and click the Submit button. The contact information that you enter here in the supplier registration is not the email address or contact that will receive the purchase order. The contact information entered here is the person who will receive the emails for maintenance or if the password needs to be reset. Once you click the Submit button, you will receive an email from SDI with a link to confirm your new username and password. The system will require you change the password upon login. Enter your ZEUS ID and password. Click the Login button to navigate to the Supplier Portal homepage. The homepage displays an interactive dashboard containing all open purchase orders, new and in progress. Each row displays a PO number, PO date, and PO due date. The columns on the right side of the dashboard display the PO status, and the column headers are key milestones in SDI's fulfillment process. You can sort and filter by each of these columns. To view purchase order detail, you can open a copy without leaving the dashboard. Simply click the underlined PO number to open the PO Details file viewer. Use the icons in the upper right to download or print a copy of the PO. Use the icons in the lower right to adjust the file view display, full screen, zoom in or zoom out. The PDF version of the purchase order header includes the purchase order number, PO date, ship to address, shipping method, freight terms, and buyer contact information. The body of the purchase order includes information such as supplier part number, manufacturing name and ID number, quantity, price, and due date. For Walmart suppliers, you can also locate the asset information, such as the make, model, and serial number. If there are any questions about the purchase order, you can reach out directly to the buyer, whose information is located in the header section of each purchase order. The buyer will be able to assist you with any questions you may have in regards to the purchase order. To return to the Supplier homepage, simply click the Close button in the upper right-hand corner of the PDF. The Supplier homepage defaults to display purchase orders from the last 30 days. If your PO is more than 30 days old, be sure to select the days, select the appropriate option from the drop-down, and click the Go button. You can also adjust the number of results displayed on the page. You can also sort and filter by any of the columns on the Supplier homepage. Click on PO date to sort ascending by date. Click it again to sort descending. You can search for a PO by entering the number in the filter box and adjusting the filter parameters to Contains. Clear all filters to clear the results. From the homepage, you can see all required action items. If there is a yes listed under Confirm, ASN, or Invoice needed, then that tells you that an action is required. If you click the Yes under Confirm Needed, it will take you to the confirmation page, where you can confirm the purchase order. All the purchase order details are here: PO number, ship to, buyer contact information. You can view or print the PDF version by clicking the Print Purchase Order button. To confirm the PO, be sure to select the lines that you want to confirm here, or you can select all lines by clicking Select All Lines. Purchase order details also include description, manufacturer information, supplier information, and the quantity, price, and due date. To change the due date, you can simply click on the calendar and select the appropriate date for the product to arrive at the Ship To location. One thing that you do not want to change is the quantity. By changing the quantity in the confirmation page, it updates the purchase order with the new quantity. So if you're only shipping one piece, you want to keep the quantity as 2 if you'll be shipping the second piece at a later date. Select all lines, or you can select each line individually. And if all the purchase order information is accurate, select the Confirm button. You'll receive a message letting you know the PO was successfully confirmed. You can then return to the home page. From the home page, you are able to select another purchase order to confirm, or you can enter the ASN for that same purchase order you just confirmed. To submit the ASN, select the Yes button, and this will take you to the ASN screen. From this screen, you're also able to toggle between ASN, PO update, and invoice entry by clicking the appropriate tabs. From the ASN screen, first verify that the purchase order number is accurate. Ensure the ship to information is accurate. If you have any questions, the buyer contact information is also listed. You have the option of entering the packing slip number for the shipment that's going out. Enter the quantity. You're able to enter a partial, so if you're only shipping 1 out of 2, you would enter a quantity of 1. If you're shipping full, then enter the total quantity. You must enter the tracking number for the shipment. If you are shipping via FedEx or UPS, you must enter the appropriate tracking number. For the purpose of this video, we will just use a test number. Enter as much information as possible in regards to the shipment so that the purchase order and the buyer are updated appropriately. Enter the delivery date for which the purchase order is scheduled to be delivered. If the delivery date entered here is different from what was entered when the purchase order was confirmed, the PO will update with this new delivery date. Once all the information is entered, hit the Submit button. The information is then saved. You'll notice the information for the line shipped fully will now disappear, and the only line that is left is the partial item because we only shipped out 1 of 2. Once this item is ready to ship, you can come back into the ASN, enter that information for the balance of the order. Once the order has shipped, you can then enter the invoice. From the home page, you can enter the invoice by clicking the Yes button for the invoice under Invoice Needed. Or you can select Voucher Entry from the drop-down to search for a purchase order that way. Once you hit Submit, you'll be directed to the Invoice Entry screen. From this screen, you're able to submit the invoice. Again, verify that the purchase order number and ship to information is accurate. If you have any questions, the buyer contact information is also listed. The required information to submit an invoice is your invoice number and the invoice date, which cannot be a date in the future. It must be either today or a date in the past. Verify that the information on the invoice matches the information on the purchase order. If for any reason the information is inaccurate, you can click on the pencil, which will allow you to edit the quantity and the price. In the previous ASN, we only shipped 1, so we should only invoice for 1. Once you update the quantity, you can click the green check mark. Now the information is accurate. Let's say the third line was lost and we're not going to invoice for it. You can simply click on the trash can icon to delete that line. It's not deleting the line from the purchase order, it's only deleting the line from the invoice that we are submitting. Walmart suppliers should enter the tax information here. If you need to add a line, for example for freight charges, you can click Add Line and enter the charge. Click the green check mark to save the addition. Once your invoice information is correct, simply click the Submit button. You do not have to upload a hard copy of any purchase order because by entering it into the ZEUS supplier portal, it's going directly into our system. Once you have successfully submitted a purchase order, you will get a purchase order voucher receipt that includes the purchase order number as well as your invoice number and the invoice date and the information that was submitted. You can print a copy for your records or simply return to the supplier homepage. On the homepage, you can confirm an order, submit an ASN, or submit an invoice. If you want to search for an invoice, you can go to the menu and select Voucher Info. You have the ability to search by invoice date within a 3-month range, invoice ID number, or by the PO number. Hit Submit to initiate the search. The invoice details will then display at the bottom of the page. To return to the Supplier homepage, click the menu and select Supplier Home. If you need further assistance using this supplier portal, The user manual is featured on the left navigation. Click the link to take you to the Supplier Portal Guide, where you can enter your question topic, and the associated help guides will populate. These will walk you through the steps. Back at the home page, you'll recall all open purchase orders display here. Once you have completed the confirmation, the ASN, and the invoice needed, the purchase order will no longer display on this page once it has been received in our system. You can always check the status by selecting Supplier PO Status from the navigation dropdown. If you enter the PO number and click Find PO, it will show you the status, tell you whether you've confirmed the purchase order and whether an ASN has been completed. This is showing that an ASN is needed because you'll remember the example, the PO quantity was 2 and we only shipped 1 and only invoiced for 1. So now I know I need to go back and complete the ASN for this line item when it's ready, which can be done by clicking the menu button and selecting Advanced Shipping Notice from the drop-down and entering the purchase order number. It will take you to the ASN screen so you can submit the ASN for the remaining balance. Once submitted, the information has saved successfully and you are able to invoice for the remaining balance as well. To submit the invoice, enter the invoice number, the invoice date, remember this cannot be a future date, enter any tax as well. If all the information is correct, all you need to do is hit the Submit button. Once you hit the Submit button, you have successfully submitted the voucher or invoice. Once you submit the voucher, you are not able to make any changes. If for any reason the voucher is inaccurate, please reach out to Accounts Payable by emailing accountspayable@sdi.com, and they will be able to assist you. Stop wasting time chasing POs and invoice statuses. Use real-time order information to manage your purchasing and fulfillment process. Meet your delivery objectives and get paid on time. If you have any questions in regards to the Supplier Portal, please reach out to SDI's Supplier Relationship Management team at srm@sdi.com. Thank you.